Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking today at another book from Oxford University Press. This one is on European Union competition law and economics. This book here, not too heavy, very much a standard book from OUP. You can see this side, nothing on the back. The book is about 500 odd pages long. It's got a useful index at the back. It's very much what you'd expect from OUP. You've got the paragraph numbering at the sides, and you've got a lot of footnotes, extensive footnotes. And at the front, you've got the table of cases. Obviously they're European, so they don't look quite the same as the normal ones we have. A lot of legislation again, of course. And you've got quite a useful start right at the beginning. The introduction, the ubiquity of EU competition law is how it's described. It's an interesting book. It's been written by 3 people. Those are the names of them there. I'll read them to you. Damien, Geradin, Layne-Farrar and Nicolas, Petit. There's no preface or real introduction. The book goes straight into the subject matter. This is what we say about it. We've written it on the web and in the journals. This following title we've given it: For Competition Lawyers with Corporate Clients, not to mention economists and non-specialist practitioners. So it's a fairly wide range of people they're looking at. What we say, though, is the following. There are a number of areas in which law and economics are inextricably linked. Competition law, of course, being one of the main ones. Additionally, as perceived by the general public, competition law has one of the highest profiles of any area of law, if only because by its very nature it almost inevitably involves large well-known companies. And the expert authors of this timely publication from OUP cite a number of examples from both sides of the Atlantic, among them Sotheby's, the famous Roche vitamins case, and Microsoft, to name just a few. Cited by the publishers as the first EU competition law treatise that offers a genuinely integrated approach to both legal and economic issues, this major new work brings together in one volume the quite vast range of issues and subject areas likely to be encountered by competition lawyers and economists alike. So you've got a nice mixture between the two disciplines. The book starts with an examination of the history of competition law. Competition and monopolization originate in antiquity. For instance, the astronomer Thales apparently had a lot to answer for over his olive oil monopoly. But the first bodies of competition law which can be termed modern date back only to the end of the 19th century, when the first piece of competition legislation appeared in North America, first in Canada in 1889 and in the US a year later. And these two nations' rules, say the authors, had a significant influence on the design and content of current EU competition rules. Well, that applies an interesting perspective to EU competition law, which has its particular roots in the legislative framework emanating from the original iron and steel community. It's a scholarly and very well organised work, and there are some very useful examples which we've put in the written review concerning some of the case law. Certainly the book provides an in-depth examination both from a historic perspective as well as contemporary standpoint of each of the core areas of EU competition law: horizontal agreements, vertical restraints, etc. The book does emerge, in our view, as an authoritative work of abiding interest to specialist legal practitioners as well as economists. So thank you to all concerned for, I think, a very useful and very modern book for the second decade of the 21st century. Thank you. Bye-bye.